although you have given a comparative statement of 457 to 667 unemployment rate within a couple of years, 2008 to 10, do you have any particular figure? How many job losses have occurred in the non-profit organizations?
Not in this report.
What we can say from the few reports that we did was when people were asked about job loss last year, it was lower on the scale. You know, it was less. I think it was less than 10% reported job losses at that point. And now I think we're up to 30% of agencies reporting job losses in response to funding cuts. So from the numbers, we know it's getting bigger in terms of our samples and what we've looked at. The actual numbers are a little bit harder to come by in terms of the labor force data doesn't break it down that way. There's something at maybe a national level, but it's dated, so I think it's pretty hard to come by it.
Yeah, and that's true. In terms of the labor force study that's released on a monthly basis, unfortunately doesn't provide information, doesn't break out the workforce by private sector, public sector, or not-for-profit sector. So there's no way to tell from that survey where there might be job losses in the not-for-profit sector, for instance. And even when I've done some work, we did a labor force study of the not-for-profit sector in Halton, and getting good data on our sector is very difficult because even through mechanisms like the census, it doesn't ask specifically what the private, public, non-profit sector. So having good numbers, we'd have to do, and we know that even things like the workplace employee survey that Statistics Canada used to do has now been cut, and so even where there might have been some way of getting that kind of information, those information sources have dried up a bit, and so we can't, for the sector, it's very difficult to say what those numbers are.
Okay, because
it's a challenge and one that I wish we could answer directly, but unfortunately we don't have the data sources.
The training and adjustment boards across the province are doing a brief monthly surveys, and that might start to capture some of it, but it might be misleading as well. Like, for example, summer student positions. We've had a number, so if they ask us about number of jobs started, we would, to be honest, would say, well, there were 3 or 4 summer students. That's not real jobs for long-term permanent staff, so it's a challenging kind of thing to look at. There was a question over here, then here, and then there. Yes. You're yeah.
Okay. I actually have 2 points to raise. One, you talked about immigrants and refugees and services that we provide to immigrants. We also find